In this video, we're going to look at the Andy Murray-Rafael Nadal semifinal match at Wimbledon, easily the most anticipated match of the tournament thus far. So what do I think is going to happen with this match? What are the tactics these players are going to use, and then who do I think is going to win? Well, let's talk a little bit about Rafa and Soderling from the previous round, the quarterfinal. Rafa won in 4 sets. And if we pretend Murray is Soderling for a second, what Soderling was trying to do was control essentially the middle of the court, no man's land, this area, and he was hammering ground strokes to the corners and was essentially trying to set up a situation where he hit, 2 or 3 big shots, and then he would win the point with a winner or maybe a forced error. And in the first set, that was effective. He also, of course, served very big. So he played well enough, or he played so well in the first set that Nadal made 2 unforced errors and still lost the set. So Soderling was able to maintain a high level in the first set, and then after that, the wheels kind of fell off the wagon. In the second set, Rafa made 1 unforced error, which is just insane. 3 unforced errors for the first 2 sets is amazing, and then he ended up making 12 for the entire match. He hit another, 9 unforced errors in the next 2 sets, but the 4th set wasn't particularly close, so maybe Rafa's foot came off the pedal a little bit. So just sort of an amazing performance from Rafa, not just in terms of his defense, running all these balls down and not making any errors, but also his offense. When he got a look, he transitioned forward and immediately took control of the point. So not just an amazing defensive performance, but also a fantastic offensive performance. I mean, it was really an impressive display. So if Rafa has that bar at the same level, what does that mean for Murray? What is he going to have to do? Well, let's take a step back and let's look at the Aussie Open quarterfinal match between Rafa and Murray. Murray won in straights. Rafa defaulted in the 3rd set. What did Murray do there to win that match and to play effectively? Well, first of all, got to serve well. That's, you got to start on your service games. You got to win free points. You got to start in control of the point. Can't let Rafa get his teeth into too many service games. On the flip side, you need to return well, particularly on the second serve. Don't just get that ball into play. Hit it and start a lot of second serve points on offense. So those 2 variables are key. He's got to, look for that first strike, whether it's on the serve or the return, particularly the second serve return. Rafa likes to kick his second serve to a righty's. Oh, this is a righty, a righty's backhand. Murray's 6'3", 2-handed backhand, should be able to handle those high bouncing kick serves and do something with those balls. Now, the second thing Murray needs to do is control the middle of the court and be aggressive. What Soderling didn't do was follow a lot of these balls into net. And what Murray should do is look for, if I was going to diagram sort of the progression forward, it would be, a shot at the baseline. This is not indicative of where he's hitting it. I'm just saying, baseline, then you transition forward to an approach shot, then you transition forward to the net and end the point. And Murray is much better than that. Soderling kind of stops in this area, and he gets himself into trouble because he has to come up with a bunch of huge ground strokes as opposed to having it, part of a sequence where he's moving forward to end the point at net. And I think Murray's going to be able to execute that better. Now, Soderling was in this area of the court controlling it, particularly with his forehand. But what I think would be an effective play for Murray, and this is something Murray did at the Aussie Open, was he would hammer a lot of backhands straight at Rafa's forehand. And Rafa has shown a tendency when he's really pressured with pace on the forehand, well, his reply ends up landing a little bit short, somewhere in here. And then there's that short ball that Murray can then, maybe hit over here for an approach shot. Maybe he sends it back over here, whatever. But it's still part of this transition forward to end the point. So that, again, was executed with great effect at the Aussie Open. I think the concern for Murray is that Soderling essentially executed the same strategy in terms of pounding balls at Rafa's forehand or at the backhand, Rafa was not leaving him short. Rafa is back to, Rafa of maybe, a year and a half, 2 years ago, where instead of the ball landing here, it's landing here, maybe. I mean, the guy is getting it much deeper, and it's preventing his opponents from transitioning forward. Rafa's holding him back with great defense until he gets a ball that's a little bit short. Then he can move in and attack, and Rafa, his offense, particularly in the last round again against Soderling, was great. I mean, just, really placing the ball well, being aggressive. Again, very impressive. So I think, Murray is going to have to put together a number of shots, whether it's backhand or a multi-shot sequence, to really get Rafa to hit him a short ball that he can really, really exploit. So, that's going to be a tall ask for Murray to pull off. Now, I do think, obviously, the home crowd is going to be behind Murray, and that's going to help him in terms of his level. If he gets behind a break, if he loses, a set in a breaker, a tough one to lose, the crowd's going to give him a little bit of a boost. We've seen that over the course of this tournament where the crowd has gotten behind him and helped him raise his level a little bit. So I think that's going to be an important X factor that is going to enhance Murray's level of play a little bit, and a definitive advantage for Murray in this situation. So with that in mind, what's the call for this match? What do I think is going to happen? I think it's going to be Rafa in 5 sets. I think it's going to be a great match. You've got, an amazing defensive player, just a really physical player in Rafa versus somebody like Murray, who has a little bit more variety. Or what am I talking about? A little bit, a ton of variety. Certainly, you'd say the most absent of Federer in the top 10. And I think the key here for Murray is that against a lot of opponents, Murray uses that variety to kind of move the ball around the court and break his opponents down. The slice, topspin, flatter ball, whatever. His opponent loses the range a little bit and becomes unsettled and inconsistent. That's not going to happen with Rafa. He's been, we've seen how well he's playing. So that variety is not going to break him down. Rafa, again, 12 errors in the last match. Rafa's not going to make any mistakes when he gets a slice and then a topspin ball the next shot and then a flatter ball the one after that. So instead of using the variety to break his opponent down, I think Murray needs to use the variety to be aggressive, use the variety to attack. So, flat ball to the backhand, maybe a slice approach shot, or maybe a flat ball to the backhand, good reply by Rafa, maybe a drop shot over here. Make Rafa think about not just patrolling the baseline, but also having to transition forward. So the variety, again, needs to be used in an aggressive way. And Murray, again, has demonstrated that ability. The Aussie Open 09 quarterfinal, obviously being the most obvious example where he really attacked returns, served big, attacked the backhand, and so on. So again, that's the key. If Murray is aggressive, if Murray uses that variety to be aggressive, I think he's got a shot at winning this match. But I think, again, given how well Rafa's playing, I'm going to pick Rafa in a close 5-set match. Expecting a lot out of this. Both guys have been playing well. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. To close this video, I'd like to invite you to join me and Ian Westerman of EssentialTennis.com this Sunday during the Wimbledon final. Ian and I are going to be broadcasting live like we did for the Aussie Open and the French Open. We're going to be having a live webcast during the match. We're going to be offering our commentary, got a chat box going, so y'all can interact with us, ask us questions, have us diagram plays on the dry erase board, and so on. We've also got a bunch of cool prizes to give away, so cool free prizes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you are watching the match, please watch it on your television and then on your computer. Tune in to our website, fuzzyyellowballs.com, and join us for the final. So we will see you on Sunday.
Did you know that there are only 5 simple things you need to do to have a textbook forehand like Roger Federer? If you click the link in the description of this video and visit our website, you'll learn why Federer's forehand is so good and how you can copy his technique. And this entire 45-minute lesson is 100% free. Join the thousands who have already learned what these 5 simple things are and take control of your forehand today.